Mic check. Hello. Welcome back to. I hate saying that. We're here for another episode of the Dare Show podcast. Let's talk. Let's talk. So, Patty. Let's just get Patty out of the way because I have been cultivating a bunch of Patty information. She's had like a couple shows this past week. I noticed like she sounded really good. I noticed like the band for some reason were off on some things, and still some different videos were coming out. I saw one last night. And she was doing like "Music Is My Life," and then it went into I don't know exactly what the song is called because I don't think I've ever heard it by itself, but it's in like that medley on her first live album, or her first recorded live album, the Live in Washington, I think it is. With "Don't Be Afraid to Say You Need Me, Just what you are." I'm trying to, if I sing it, maybe I'll figure out the name of the song. But anyways, it sounded really good. I was like, oh, she switched it up. I liked it. I think they cut Feels Like Another One, which I'm like, yeah. Sometimes that doesn't really go. And no. It was like one Miami show was really good. I think it was like my Orlando. One of the shows was like Orlando and then Miami. One show, the crowd was popping. Patty was all over the stage. She was like really feeling it. And then the next show, I think it was like Orlando or somewhere. They were like just sitting there, and I was like, oh no. But anyways. So, some like more tidbits I found out from the Bass Entertainment podcast. The Bass Entertainment, the ones that we talking about, different people. They did Luther, they did Shaka Khan. They do like deep dives and who's inspired them, who's been inspired by them. Really good information. And the last one they did was LaBelle. Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, just the group aspect of Patty's career. And Keith Anthony Fluitt, he worked on, they had him on the show, and he worked with different, I think he worked with Sarah. I'm not sure if I think he worked with all of them. But he specifically worked on Back to Now, which was LaBelle's reunion album. And he was talking about how just like a little behind the scenes, how like they'll get together and then there's like a little tiff between them, and then they shake it off and get back together as family. And they were just great people to work with, such talented, such a force. He was talking about the tour, the Back to Now tour, and how I think it was cut short or something like that. And he was like, when they were finally getting into the groove of it, it got cut short. And he was talking about how Back to Now, the album, didn't do so well, even though it had some like heavy hitters, Wyclef Jean and what's the name that stole that song with Madonna? Lenny Kravitz, Kenny Gamble, and Leon Huff. They all worked on this album, but it didn't do so well. Like I talked about this album. There's one really great songs off of it. And then they had like another, just really great songs off of it. And then one thing I didn't realize, that they remade Sylvester, who was a big fan of Patti LaBelle. They remade Sylvester's "You Make Me Feel Mighty Real," and I was like, I didn't know that. But then I went and looked it up. It's not on the actual album. It's on like the UK version of the album or something like that. But I know they talked about it was on iTunes. But I looked it up, and it's also on YouTube. And somehow it had me down as like I listened to it before. I'm like, I don't remember listening to this, but you make me feel. Honestly, I don't like that song. Not that I don't like the song. I don't like him singing it. And the little tidbit that he gave out was like Patty. She said she didn't know the song, and I'm like, girl, what you mean you don't know the song? It was very funny hearing that. But he was like, he laid down the demo. He did the demo. What's his name? Keith Anthony Fluid did the demo for "You Make Me Feel Mighty Real," and then uh Patti just like comped his vocals, like did exactly what he did. So I'm like, oh, interesting. But they all sound, it was like really, it sounds really good. I'm like, oh, the beginning of it, Patty's like, oh, husky and soft and gentle and sexy. It's like, yeah, I love that. I love the when Patti talks on the like disco type records, like she did on the hey 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 what's that song called? I'm forgetting. They did it for Tu Hong Fu, I think it was. LaBelle reunited for Tu Hong Fu and did that, but anyways, she doesn't do that a lot. Um, I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm hearing her voice um do this one song. What is that song she talks on? Is like no. Love Never Dies. I'm here. I don't know why I just heard that, but that was completely different. But anyways, so yeah, he worked on the Back to Now tour. He said Patty didn't know the song. I'm trying. I think that was all the little tidbits that he gave about Patty. He was like Patty is the like vocal firecracker, the Gemini. Nona is super relaxed, super down to. Okay, yeah. Super down to earth, super like chill, go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow. And then Sarah, she remembers everything. And I was like, that makes sense. Because he was like, she remembers like them getting Vicky. The song is called All Right with Me. I think it's all, yeah, it's over her earlier work. That I was thinking of. But she said Sarah remembers them getting Vicky Wickham to be their manager, and then that whole like rebirth and becoming LaBelle. What was I about to say? Oh, and so I was like, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense because Sarah is really the only one out of Cindy, let alone Cindy, Nona, and Sarah, out of them who like participates in like Patty's like documentary things. I was thinking about the one from Gospel to Soul. Sarah's in that, which I couldn't remember her name for some reason a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about it. And then in like the BET legend thingy that they did in the early 2000s, Sarah was in that. So it's like, okay, yeah, Sarah remembers a lot. So shout out to Sarah Dash still. What's next? Okay, so I had this big epiphany about Patti LaBelle's first Grammy, right? So let me go to Wikipedia right quick. Porque I figured out, so I was on like this, like, how can I ease the pain moment? I was like, let me go listen to How Can I Ease the Pain. And, oh my goodness. And, YouTube, they bring up, similar videos. And Patti LaBelle is always on my timeline in YouTube. I cannot believe my phone right now. And so, their first Grammy, Lisa and Patti LaBelle, their first Grammy is, that joint Grammy together. And so I had like been, confused about what was actually nominated and what oh my god. Am I falling apart today? Is my Wi-Fi off? No. I've been like very confused about what was actually nominated and what was actually nominated. Was it like burning the album or burning the song? The Grammy, they're very, crazy because there's best performance and then there's like best song, there's best duo. It's like, it's very, categorized. So it dawned on me, oh, she won for best song, but it wasn't just, she won for best performance. It was 1992 best female R&B vocal performance. And the thing is, it wasn't. It was for Burning, which is this incredible ballad. This vocal. I've did a review. If you would like, go check it out. Just type in like Burning or somewhere. Burning album review. Because I think I don't remember. I'm just setting it straight because I think I have. Oh, my Wi-Fi is being weird. Okay. Um, I just okay. So let's just talk about Burning, right? So she won for best Burning, best vocal, best R&B vocal performance. Now this is the first. This is very special because it's her first Grammy, right? Yes, it's tied. Which I don't know how I feel about that. But anyways, it is her first non-single song to be, I want to say to be nominated, but Winner and You might be, I see Winner, so she's pretty much has best R&B vocal performance and not like song. So I think that's like what you're doing and not necessarily the song, like your delivery of the song, right? So the best is this is besides like Winner and You, which I'm looking at it. Winner and You, and maybe I Can't Complain, but I think it said I Can't Complain was a single. But Burning wasn't a single. Let me see. On my own. I don't think Winner and You was a single. No, it doesn't have her as a single. So okay, her second non-single was nominated, but it was the first non-single one because Burning wasn't a single, and I don't think she's ever performed Burning anywhere. So, Patti, you can perform Burning now. We still love you. There's The Best Yet to Come, which is pretty cool for our first Grammy. New Attitude, Winner and You, On My Own. I Can't Complain, Superwoman, all these are singles, and then we have Burning, which is not a single. And I'm like, wow, that's really special because that is like a standout song where she's just ripping and wailing and hitting all these notes and harmonizing the sopranos. It's so crazy. And then the lyrics are so good. Off of this great album. Yeah. This is really incredible. And I think her Burning came out in October. I'm sure the Grammy stipulations were a bit different back then in the 90s. So now, it's like September, I think is the cutoff. But I think her album came out in October, if I'm not mistaken. Where can I look that up? I can't because I can't see. Okay. But yeah, her album came out in October, and she was like, in her acceptance speech, she was like, "I'm so surprised because my album just came out. I didn't think I was gonna be able to put it in a submission, which is really cool." And just looking at all these different songs, New Day was nominated for best traditional vocal performance. When You Talk About Love, can we talk about best traditional R&B performance? Live one night only. What? That doesn't make sense. That's confusing. Best R&B performance. Patti LaBelle was the first of the award. Oh, this was a new. See, the Grammys been cracking me up with these like 19, like these this maybe they have this mixed up. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Believe in Me. Rising Flame. Okay, so this is like an album, but they didn't say it's not performance album. It's just performance. Barry White, The Temptations, Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan. Oh my god, Aretha Franklin has so many fucking Grammys. But anyway, so yeah. Okay, this is very confusing because I thought it was like album. Okay, I guess it is album, but they're not saying album. But okay, anyways. That's why it was confusing. But the song Burden played and How Can I Ease the Pain? I don't think that was the name of the her album. But anyways, so just like yeah, that's I think that's a special moment and a special uh chutzpah, a special just a special moment in Patty's career based off of this wasn't a single, this wasn't like a pop hit. It was just this in a low in a way this deep cut off of this album that just came out now has won a Grammy. Okay, so there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about Patty right quick. Let me try to find it. So funny. I had this like little moment with Nell Carter, I believe her name is. Yeah, Nell Carter. They were comparing her to Patty or something like that. Miss LaBelle is a singer with three very distinct voices that she weaves to highly dramatic effect. I was looking up like their names, like did they work together or something? One voice is relatively conventional pop pure. The second is an insinuating meow that recalls Nell Carter, and the sassier side of Dinah Washington. And the third, a piercing metallic wail that she unleashes at the peak emotional moments. Other trademark mannerisms include a slow siren like whoop that carries a single syllable up an octave or more. The repetitive fixation of two or three short syllables within a verse that become a pop variant of talking in tongues, and a plaintive yodel used to embellish dramatic high spots. So that was like a little article in the late 80s, I think. Early 80s, because it says 41, that was talking about her. And then there was something else I wanted to read about Miss LaBelle. Oh no, about I don't remember where this was from or how I got here, but let me read it to you. They're talking about LaBelle, and I think like the ending LaBelle. Nona was a writer and a brilliant writer, but she was a little difficult and could be very demanding. She wanted things exactly her way, the way she wanted them. And that was the way it was going to be. Sarah was the body, the beautiful face that all the men came to see. That's what what's his name? Keith Anthony. He was like, I had the hugest crush on Sarah, and I was so excited when I got to work with her. Um, that the men came to see. But she could sing. She also was very easygoing, too easygoing if you ask me. Patty was also easygoing, and there were times when I thought she would have taken a stronger stand against Nona. She was the focal point of the group. Things she knew were not right. I think she would have spoken out stronger against. But it was all over the breakup of LaBelle left Patty shattered. Yeah, and then I was watching. Oh my god, my phone. What is going on? I was watching. Oh, I'm looking at a screenshot. Like my phone isn't charging. Um, Patty. Okay, go watch that BET thing with Patty because it is so freaking funny. It's called the journey of or something like that. And she's wearing that red suit. She's talking about Diana Ross. Patty is hilarious. Um, Like I watched that again. I'm like, I don't remember her being this funny in this, but Patty is always cracking a joke. She's just like naturally funny with her her verbiage and her banter. Her banter is just so freaking funny. Um, because like in it, they were like talking about Lady Marmalade, and she started singing like the remix, like. I'm guessing like the remix had already came out. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when uh, Christina's Lady Marmalade came out, but she started singing like the remix. Patty was distraught when I don't think Patty. completely creatively was gonna go against what Nona was writing and what Nona, because she definitely respected Nona as a writer, but for Patti, I think what Patti did want to do, Patti wasn't gonna do, and I'll leave that at that with like LaBelle. So I think that's all my little Patti LaBelle rant. Let's talk about Ghost Story. Oh my gosh! So last week, Carrie Underwood, I told you guys, Carrie was like, y'all, I got a little banger in my back pocket. I can't wait to let y'all know. She was like, it's coming out soon. I think that was like on Monday, the show was, or Sunday. And then Friday, Ghost Story comes out. And this is a hot song. This song is so good. Ghost Story. It's completely different than any other first single I think Patti Underwood has put out. Carrie Underwood has released. I was reading the comments and people were like, oh, we hope it's a blown away era 2.0. And I'm like, was that the height of her career? Like musically? Like, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. And that was like her third album. So anyways, I do enjoy Blown Away. It's so funny because you think about like albums back in that time, like Blown Away and Born This Way. Those albums have like, 14, 15 songs on them. Now, albums don't necessarily have, or they'll have 14, 15 songs, but are they really good songs? No, that was in like the mid like 2010s where there were like a bunch of songs and maybe like some of them are great or all of them were great. But anyways, so I was just like, when I first heard like it's like a banjo or whatever, it did remind me of Blown Away. And then the lyrical content, Ghost Story, I'm gonna be your ghost story. I'll be haunting you and you'll be wanting me. It was like, okay, this is a little bit, Blown Away, still in that cry pretty, David Garcia and Carrie, she's still working with him, or she's working with him again. She said she was EPing more, she's being more involved in the music, and which is funny because she is credited as a producer, but she's not credited as a writer. So and then I saw a little clip of an interview, and she was like, I'm EPing, I'm being involved in the music more, I'm writing more. This next album, I just hope it's like really good and the fans love it. And I'm like, yeah, your top lip is still, a little bit bigger than what I remember 10 years ago. But anyway. Anyways, I'm gonna harp off of that. One day I'm gonna get off of that. I guess when she announces, that fall, I didn't really fall. I just, went and got some lip injections, you guys. But anyways, I still love Carrie Underwood. I absolutely adore her. I hope she comes to my area and I don't have to travel because I don't wanna. I hate traveling. Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, it's a different song because, in my opinion, but like it's still like that dark ghost story. Like, damn, I don't like talking about ghost and DIE and all that other stuff over there on that section of the earth, of the world, the realm. I don't like talking about that stuff. So, but anyways, so her and David, that last album, Cry Pretty, was really deep. Spinning Bottles, deep. Drinking Alone, deep. Like all these deep songs, the content is kind of transferring over, and we're like, okay, Carrie, I guess she's over these love songs. Let's go to a deeper love song. Like, I guess. But it's such a great song. Her voice is so like tender and so sweet. And like falsetto-y, and then it kind of like brings it up a little bit in like the chorus, but the thing is that makes the song so different. She's not like hitting these high notes like at the when you come back from the bridge. Normally, or at the end of the bridge, she'll hit like this high note. She doesn't. She goes down into her lower register, and she sounds so good. I wish she would have kept it in the lower register because she goes partially in the lower register at the beginning of the last chorus, and then she goes up, and then she goes back down. I'm like, no, you should have kept it down. It does sound weird. It does sound weird. But I'm like, you should have kept it down because show off your range. I love it. She's showing off her range. Really great song. It's a really great beat, really great music to it. Shout out to Carrie Underwood. I can't wait. I'm guessing there's a video because that picture looked like it was off like, a screen grab from a video. Where's the video at, girl? I can't wait to be your ghost story. Anything else I want to say? No. Megan Thee Stallion. So I meant to talk about this last week with The Sweetest Pie. It's a really great song. I feel like there's a sample and nobody's talking about it. I can't really find, this song is sampled, blah, 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 because it's that, dun 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 dun. It's like a sample in it that I want to say it's similar to that I can't wait to HATEU right now. The Mariah Hate You remix, if you guys know what that is. If you go listen to that, I think that's what it's reminding me of. The HATEU remix by Mariah Carey. But anyways, it's a sample. It's a really great song. It's a really, really great video. It's from Megan's new album. So I was like, whose song is this? But I figured it out. It was from Megan's, her second album was coming out soon, which is really great. I think her last album, like 2 years ago, keep the momentum going. I think it debuted at like number 15, which is really great. The video is super cute, super great. Super, like, they spent some money, visuals, everything was crawling around, everything, had, like, meaning to it. It was really, really good. So yeah, shout out to Megan and The Sweetest Pie. Oh my god, and then Megan did this, you know what, I want to order something for Good Belly, but it's like $100 for like, you know what, and I would do it too. I so would do it, because I love desserts and stuff. But Megan did this like video talking about this Good Belly endorsement video, and she's tasting all these pies. I just watched it. It was so like, oh, that pie looked good. Oh, that pie looked good too. And I'm not like a picky pie eater. I'm not a picky dessert eater. I just don't like mint, and I don't. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just don't like mint. But they had like this mint pie. I was like, yeah, I don't think I would want to taste that. But I don't like mint. I love a cream, chocolate, a souffle. Have you ever like bought the whips, Yoplait whip, and put it in the freezer like they tell you to? Oh my god, give it like, I need to go do that because I'm hungry. Oh crap, okay, we're gonna do that. You put that thing they'll put that whip in the freezer, and it's like a little souffle. It's like a little like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so good. They had like an apple pie. There was like this peach pie, a Texas trash pie that sounded good. It was like a tart cherry pie or a sour cherry pie. Or the sweet potato pie. I think, yeah, that's probably my favorite. I'm not like a huge pie person, but sweet potato pie will get it. Patty's sweet potato pie. We'll get it in the mood, get it into the groove. Yeah. I think that's all I want to say about this, the pie section. I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. We're here for the Dare Show podcast where I talk music. We just talked a bunch of music. Now let's talk some mess, right? Wait, so the song of the week is gonna go to I was gonna think about The Sweetest Pie, but let's just make it shout out to Carrie Underwood. Hit him out with these bangers. I know she got another single ready for us, because that's how she do. That's how she makes it pop in her career. She's not one of them singers who want to come out every now and then with a song. My album's coming out, and it's coming out in October. Okay, bitch, it's August. I mean, it's April. Leave us alone. Stop harassing us. Anyways, I'm gonna be your ghost story. And she gets down her voice. She's like, I'm gonna be your ghost story. Okay, anyways. I just thought of something. I was gonna talk about Matthew. Let's talk about Matthew last. So Wendy, I don't think I said this on the podcast. I think I tweeted it out. Wendy's talking about, give me 3 months and I'll be ready to come back to the show. But I'm like, okay, your show's gonna be over in 3 months. So what are you talking about? She's saying, she's ready to come back. That statement did say Wendy would come back. I think it either said she was gonna come back or she would have came back. But I think it said she would come back if, things were okay. But as of right now, I think the show is canceled or being canceled. So I don't know what she's gonna come back to in 3 months. Maybe to end it? I don't know. Wendy is just going through a lot. But what makes it worse is her husband, Kelvin, the messy ass man, he did a live, right? But ultimately he's suing Deadmar Mercury and Lionsgate for what is it called? Leaving early? Wrongful termination. He's suing them from wrongful termination, and his excuse was, yeah, we got a divorce. Yeah, I did an extramarital affair, but that gave you the right to fire me. And it's like, I don't know what world you live in, Kelvin, but I don't think anybody's going to keep you around if you're getting a divorce with your ex-wife and you become, your reputation is this wild. He does not make Virgos look good. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. I think I said this when I reviewed her movie. I was like, he does not make Virgos look good. He's like crazy. He's kind of crazy. But he was just like not really apologizing about the stuff that he did to Wendy, because he was like, I kept Wendy down. I held her down. I didn't know what I was doing. I had what did he say? I had the opportunity and the pleasure of managing one of the hottest women in the entertainment business, similar to Howard Stern, and I kept her down. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a producer. I didn't know how to produce, but I learned fast, and I held her down. It's like, okay, that's your side, but you know whose side I'm believing? I'm just believing Wendy's and Cherie, and Wendy's, all the rumors and the lawsuits that have come out from you two, and mainly you, of harassment and these crazy stories of you like almost breaking her table and keeping her shunned away and putting two and two together. How she put two and two together about enabling this alcoholic. Enabling the alcohol so you can go off and have your side life, and then when it blows up, send her to rehab so you don't have to have contact with her, and then take all of her contact away, isolate her from her family, it's just like, I do blame Wendy a little bit, but it's mainly you, dude. You're out here acting a fool, wanting us to believe, and he wouldn't say sorry. He was like, if I did anything, that's, my bad or whatever. It's like, no, you have to say you're sorry. Like, he wasn't being, the first, when I skipped ahead, the first words he was saying, I knew, oh, this isn't anything. He's not saying anything. He's not being honest. It's just like, you're being ridiculous. So you're suing her for wrong. I didn't want to do this lawsuit, but after the divorce, I didn't want to do the lawsuit, but I guess that's what I got to do now. It's like, I don't know. It's a mess. And then he's like, my son, I don't know if I'm guessing some of the rumors are true. Like, her son is stepping in, stepping up. and kind of like helping and guiding her or whatever. I'm guessing that's true. But the thing is, the rumors make it seem like Wendy is like coming back together and wanting to work again with Kevin, but I don't think that's actually ever gonna happen. She said it herself, and I don't believe it. Um, Kelvin seems like he's like an outsider, kind of looking in. Because he was saying like she had like 2 blood transfusions. I'm like, oh my God. He was just talking, and I'm like, I don't think you actually know completely what's going on, but you might have an insight, but you're not in there. I don't know. Wendy, please get better. That I don't know who authorized Wendy to go on GMA. I'm guessing it was, but I'm like, celebrities sometimes do that all the time when they just talk out of their ass. But I'm like, that was such a weird interview about Wendy saying she wants to come back. But I'm like, come back to what? Anyways, on to other messy news. Mr. Mathew Knowles, as Wendy would call him, Mathew Knowles. He's coming out with the Mathew Knowles story. It's going to be clearly an inspired movie. A movie inspired by, the King Richard, and it's like, okay, you ain't got to bite off of your daughter. Your daughter loves the Williams sisters. The movie's done pretty well. It's been, I think, 2, maybe 3 Oscar nominations. Oh no, maybe 4, including the song. Maybe 4 Oscar nominations. Your daughter has been Oscar nominated with the song "Be Alive," which there's rumors if she's going to perform or not. I don't know. I don't really care. But I'll watch. I don't really care. um, Wait, did you guys see Tina's reaction when the reporter asked her, "How do you feel about Beyonce being nominated for an Oscar?" And she was like, "Oh, it's lovely. The chicken was nice. The chicken was lovely. My daughter is very talented in very many different ways, and it's cute that they want to finally acknowledge her." But I'm like, what other like Oscar performance or song has this woman done? So why is that a thing? Like, I can see the Grammys. You have a little, tip tap with the Grammys. After she got like 25 Grammys, but okay, I'm not going to say that because it is important that Beyonce was recognized. It is ridiculous. Women, black women, and women are, I'm not going to say women in general, but black women are kind of shunned, embarrassed by the Grammys. The Grammys embarrasses them. Mariah, Beyonce. Okay, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, but anyways, we're moving along. But I'm just like, yeah, I can see, if the Grammys were the Oscars, what's the Oscars done to Beyonce? But I guess she was just pissed. She's just over it in general by the entire Hollywood award community. So, anyways, Mathew Knowles, biting off of the success. So he's joining with the Apex Capital Group, and he's merged with them. I'm guessing it seemed like the article made it seem like Apex Capital Group bought out music. What is this called? Music Worldwide Group or whatever his company is. He is still the manager of Destiny's Child, as he says. The Mathew Knowles story is gonna talk about how he shaped these women, 3 young girls into these superstars, which I'm like, okay. Do I care? I don't know if I care. I think I would only care if Beyonce was like approved of it, or like if she was an EP on it or something. I don't know. If she had a hand in it, because then I feel like it would be like an equal playing field, because just like I told y'all about Richard Williams, whatever his name is, not Tina. Oh my God, um, Serena and Serena's father, Serena and Venus. I'm sorry. Is Serena? No, Serena's not thingy like Venus. Um. So, anyways, Richard had a whole family with like 4 or 5 kids and a wife or something like that, and abandoned them and went to this woman and created another family, and had Serena and Venus and their other sisters. So I'm just like, are we gonna talk about? They didn't. I know they didn't talk about that in the movie King Richard, Mr. Richard. I know we didn't talk about that. So we're gonna talk about your. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's not that important that we talk about the infidelities and the abandonment fathers part of Mathew. Oh no, Mathew didn't really abandon. But Mathew, he had his infidelities, and I remember Wendy reading out rumors about him stealing money and infidelities. That's mainly his thing. Was like infidelities. Yeah, I think that's why they got a divorce, him and Tina. But anyways, we'll see. Anything else I want to talk about? The Apex group and him. The Apex group they're going to, because they own or whatever. There's 10,000 hours of footage, and never before, no, behind the scenes, never been seen. Whatever you call it. They're gonna make documentaries, scripted series, and lots of films. So yeah, shout out to Mathew Knowles. I believe this is actually gonna happen. So we'll see if it's gonna be. I wonder if it's gonna. Will I watch it? I feel like it's gonna be hard to find women to portray Michelle, Beyonce, and Kelly, because those are just like, they still look great. I feel like if they were all like an EP and kind of made it, why don't you just make it the Destiny Child story and call it a day? Like, come on. Because I feel like now, if we're going to do the Matthew story, we're going to have to, I'm actually surprised that a Beyonce story has not been already made. Like, I feel like a lot of Beyonce fodder and a lot of Beyonce content has kind of like died down, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Also, I want to say, as told by Kenya, I love you, girl, but I don't agree with your thoughts on how Beyonce how Beyonce's next album should be promoted. She was talking about, she wanted Beyonce to do I just haven't finished watching that video. She wanted Beyonce to do what's it called? An Oprah interview. She doesn't need to be on TikTok. Just bring out one single, do a couple of promotional things. She doesn't need to be on radio. But I'm like, when has Beyonce promoted her last 2 albums? Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, her last 2 albums, I don't think she promoted them at all. Besides, like, Instagram and, like, a couple of magazines. If that. Like, Lemonade, I don't remember her doing anything besides just putting it out. Yeah. I think she promoted Black is King, but I don't think she promoted The Gift. Y'all, this is crazy. So I just I would be very shocked if Beyonce promoted her next album. Oprah interview, I feel like Lemonade deserved an Oprah interview, but we didn't get that, so scratch that off the list. But it's like, I feel like an Oprah interview would warrant something. Like, she was talking about, like, comparing it to Adele. I'm like, Adele went through stuff for, like, a long period of time, and she has stuff to talk about. She has stuff to sing about. But I'm like, I don't think Beyonce's next album is going to be that deep unless she, been really going through, private stuff that we actually really don't know about. But then also, Beyonce, I feel like, is a empathetic singer. this is what I had this like thing to talk about Beyonce and how I kind of don't believe she was cheated on by Jay-Z. Even though, there's slight specific evidence that, supports that he was cheating on her, but I don't know. I don't think so. But anyways, what was I saying? I don't think that Oprah interview would have been great for like a Lemonade, but she was busy getting ready for tour. That wig the first night in Miami was a mess. But anyways, I don't think anything is warranted Beyonce to. I think this next album is gonna be like really fun. I hope it's gonna be really fun. I'm guessing. I don't know. Come what may. Thank you so much for listening to the Dare Show podcast. Because I definitely forgot what I was talking about, what I was going into. You can follow me on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on YouTube. You can always leave a comment on YouTube. I definitely want to know what you guys think or what your reaction to stuff is. I try to put it up, YouTube video up. My Instagram is mylovemoney2night. You can take a look around there. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back next week.
And I have this fierce single that Sammy McKinney and these little guys put together, baby. I got a single that'll make you jump up and dance, and if you can't dance to that, you got a hole in your soul, okay?